Hello. I think some folks is out there. We are recapping Queen Sugar, season
Yeah.
5, episode 2. We've been kikiing and texting throughout the whole show. Thank y'all for joining us. Hey, Laura. So, listen, if y'all joined us last week for the season premiere, we called it the Battle of the Bobs. So, we decided to get our little Bob situation going on. This one in tribute to the Battle of the Bobs on Queen Sugar. So, season, I'm gonna go ahead and start with you, season. What Bob are you giving us?
This Aunt Vi realness, honey. I have stuff to do. I am trying to open my cafe.
Yes.
And I'm keeping Hollywood in check, and I'm just the matriarch. Okay.
You need some eyeshadow though to give us our vibe, don't you?
I do.
You need some eyes. You need some eyeshadow and maybe a little bit of lip, a little color.
Okay, so this is I just got home from work and washed my face on Vi.
I said you giving us where's Waldo with them stripes on that shirt.
Bitch, come on. Y'all told me to change my shirt and now I'm Waldo.
Okay, no. You giving us Aunt Vi, but like Aunt Vi after a long day of work.
Yeah.
Okay, boom.
In pajamas.
Okay. that's a pajama nighttime outfit. Okay. Brittany, what you giving us today? What kind of vibe you giving us?
You know I'm giving you Sis Charlie. She is a representative delivering the news. Here's what the newscaster Betty. Okay, I'm giving all of that.
Yes.
The scrunch.
Yes.
Mixed with a little bit of Olivia Pope because it's handled.
Yes, it's handled.
It's handled.
Yes.
It's handled. Yes.
I'm getting and the green. And I like the olive green too. Yes.
Yes. You know, just a little bit. This is casual, business casual.
Right.
You know,
it's coronavirus casual.
Yeah. You know, because I'm staying home cute.
Okay. I got it. Listen, I'm giving y'all Janet Jackson. I'm giving y'all Janet Jackson Control 25th anniversary.
Come on.
It ain't no Bob. It's just my roots are sweated out. So it's
you
a
know
little asymmetrical.
25th, baby. We on the 35th anniversary of Control.
35th. Oh shit. Okay, I'm giving y'all Control. 35th.
We're collecting all apologies.
Okay, let's get started. We got a lot to get to tonight. Thank y'all again for joining us. Hey Ashley. Hey the 33. Okay. Let's see. I took some notes. All right, let's start off with Darla.
Okay. That's
so
a good place to start.
First of all, let's talk about with Darla and Ralph Angel. Listen, they had the sexy soundtrack for a change. They're doing some little wedding planning. I'm really feeling the shift of the energy with Darla and Ralph Angel. What do you think, Season? What was that face for?
I mean, it was cute to the end, and they was like, "Oh, they gonna hate on us. Let's do this despite what they say." And who is they? What did I miss?
Honey.
They got takers. Like, is it her family? Because I know his family accepts her, right? So
I'm thinking it's society, it's the man. You know, the man as a whole is not trying to see Black people be great. You know, Black joy is active resistance, especially Black love. So that's what I got from that.
Come on,
okay. That's what
I felt too. We make up a they, honey. Honey, Black people activate a they in their spirit. Okay, they wake up, they get a little. I want off that scratcher. They gonna be mad at me tomorrow.
Okay, y'all.
Oh yeah. We gonna shit on these hoes. Who's hoes?
Yeah.
Nobody cares. You're right.
But I did think that was cute. I mean, he started with the whole, well, why we need all this? But then, he was like, she was like, well, I'm getting my dream wedding. Look, I done been on crack. I done did all kind of shit. I'm walking down that aisle. Okay, baby. So we gonna have an engagement party, RSVP cards. We gonna do this. So live your life, Darla. That's it.
Listen, it may not be their first engagement, but it's still their first wedding. So I'm not mad at Darla for saying I'm gonna get my best life, but they call it small and stylish. I thought that was cute.
Yes.
And so, more power to them. I just like the energy shift. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not like all, doom and gloom. They're not making these little faces at each other, all pitiful. It's very empowering. And I kind of liked where they were going with, Darla being up for a promotion and Charlie giving her the pep talk. I'm going to go to you, Brittany, but Season, what did you say on the text?
I was just like, okay, little light-skinned girl power. Y'all was really trading y'all little secrets this year. We got to be a fly on the wall for the, for the light-skinned meetings. Cause she went from 0 to 100 when she was in that window, in that mirror. She was like, "I could do your job better than you." I said, "Oh, so Charlie gave all her little powers to Darla."
I don't know if the powers transferred like that. Like the words did, but the powers they ain't really quite transferred.
She was crying, and I was like, "Why are we crying?" But that's my overall issue with the show.
Brittany,
when I saw that, I knew Season was gonna be talking about that because she is not here for the tears. Okay, no. Not at all.
She's like, man up, bitch.
I love the empowerment of it. Of course, I love empowerment. I was kind of cracking up at that. I never looked at it that way because it's like, girl, come on now, you didn't got how many? Come on. You never looked at these transformational. How did you get a job, sis? So I was confused.
Well, I did think that was interesting. That was a little bit of a plot hole for me because I don't know if you guys remember, but back in the day, Darla actually worked for Charlie, and she was like a badass. She was Charlie's assistant. Yeah, back in the mill days. And I forget where the falling out happened. I don't remember if it happened around Ralph Angel and the whole fraternity stuff or when it went from sugar to shit. But I do remember that Darla was very confident. She was very competent. Her and Charlie had a really good relationship. So I felt like this was a real kind of weird reversion for her. I mean, considering the fact that I don't think that Darla relapsed in terms of her drug use. Like, maybe I missed. Like, you guys in the comments, did Darla have a relapse? I know that she was exposed to. Once her secret was out, I think she was really depressed and stuff, but did she actually relapse altogether? I don't really remember that part. So it just seemed a little weird that she just
defeated.
She just very defeated and very depleted, despite the fact that we know she is an intelligent person. We know that she's capable, but for the sake of the show, okay, that's fine. I hope that I don't know if people just ain't saying nothing or, okay, we got a comment come through. Okay. So, K-Fab, thank you for reminding. So it was the paternity thing that made Charlie turn her back on Darla. But all's good with Charlie and Ralph Angel, unlike with Ralph Angel and Nova. But all's good with Charlie and okay, thank you. K-Fab says she relapsed last season and Vi saved her. Thank you for that reminder. So maybe, she's still trying to get back on the wagon. But I still think it was a little much of a regression. Like, I'm like, okay, you acting like you ain't never had no real job before. So that was
I felt like it was very 16-year-old, sit down, let me give you this pep talk. So, kind of like knowing what the past was and that she was this determined woman. It's like, let's not go all the way back. Like, sister just building her up, and then within one session your mind is totally renewed that you're just in this mirror doing chants and come on.
But the mirror was pitiful though. I thought the mirror was pitiful.
Them tears in that mirror was a lot, but okay.
I'm still rooting for her, but I'm like, girl, pull it together. Shit, girl. Okay, so let's move on from that. But I do like Ralph Angel is giving me life this season. You cannot complain because he's not crying. He's on his grown man shit.
Yes, his cry count is at 0.5. He's only halfway cried in his season 2. So I think, I'm proud of him.
So we good with that.
The new crybaby is Miss Nova, honey.
Okay, let's talk about Nova. Okay, so Nova, I had a couple of issues with all her sequences. First of all, I did appreciate the little sister chat that Nova and Charlie have. When they're not beefing, they actually have a really good rapport. And I thought that, Charlie gave good advice to Nova. Charlie is queen. Don't let him ever see you sweat up in this bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so I think she gave Nova good advice. But I think Nova generally carries herself in a very regal manner. So so anyway, let's fast forward to now. Nova is at the birthday party. Season, you said something in the text. I want you to repeat it because it had me cracking up laughing. Now, this was after Nova met. Was it his mother or his grandmother? I think it was his mother, right? Calvin's mother. Who was the first white lady that she met?
I think that was his mom, right?
That was his mom.
Okay, that was his mom. And his mom was really pleasant, surprisingly pleasant.
Honey. Okay.
So I was like, okay, I'm a little suspicious. Season, what did you think?
Oh, I was mad before the scene even really got into it. I was just like, Nova, what you finna do, girl? You going up in this white ass space with your black ass, and you this man forever side chick. Like, you really think this finna be cute? Like, what is you doing, baby? So I I'm in my note, I put her confidence left with her dreads. Like when Samson cut his hair. Child, her confidence was shot to shit that whole scene. I was like, she was just so nervous and anxious. And I remember, like, Nova to me has just been so unapologetic.
Yeah,
But
you're right.
but she just was just like, just she looked as soon as she walked in, and then white dudes walked past her, and she was just like, okay, they not gonna speak, no bitch, they not gonna speak,
I
okay.
missed the white dudes. I guess my head was down at that point. Okay. Brittany, what was your take on that?
Honey, I was furious from entrance. The way that faces drooped, the shock of the room, it just gave me like, girl, go now, run, because this is not gonna get any better. And like for me, I just felt like even that embrace from the mom was forced. It was not natural. We'll have our girl time a little later. No, yeah, come on now. We're not gonna do that. We're not gonna do that. And then even his response, I told you she was gonna love you. That even made me more mad, because to me, that's the cover up. Those are the terms that they use to cover. I've been there. I didn't done that. So I'm like, I can't,
So you think that was part of their, like, he told his mom, like, Mom, you have to be the nice to us because we don't. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
It's the just be nice for me. Do it for me kind of conversation. And that's how we do when we bring somebody and we really don't, we know ain't nobody at the house gonna mess with them, and Grandma Barb off the chain, so we bring somebody to Grandma Barb house, and we got to have that. Hey, don't say that. Just be nice. He cool. He nice. Don't say nothing. And they be counting down. So that was her attempt to show to her son, like, hey, I'm going to give you this warm embrace. I don't like this, but I'm trying to be cool. But that was a for him moment, not for her.
Right. I feel you. K-Fab says it looks like it was like a scene from Get Out. Nova, girl, get the fuck out. I was getting very much Get Out tease from that as well. Because I'm like, y'all are suspiciously being, polite and hospitable. Even the racist grandpa was on his best behavior. So I was like, okay, what kind of blood
he was doing them little side eyes though when she gave her when that bottle was passed and that necklace was being put on. Right. I could have fainted how he was standing in the background, honey. I said, this man right here is really about to give up the ghost. He just trying his best to stay in his seat.
Oh yeah. You know what? It definitely was some microaggressions going on, but it seemed like Nova was just happy and the pig and shit just to be, just for people to be nice to her. She's all grinning and shit, and Calvin is like, yeah, everybody likes you. And I'm like, girl, you're not catching all this little stuff. So what y'all think in the comments too? Y'all let me know. I thought the daughter was lovely. I don't think that she looked like she was
she was genuine.
Now the son got all white man on Nova ass.
Oh, he wasn't with the shits at all. He was like, yeah, I'm gonna go get me something to eat.
Yeah, and then Mama, let's talk about Haley. Haley came up in there like she the baddest bitch. She said, okay, you know what? I'm gonna go confront this bitch. I know she not up in here. And Nova's like, I know your ex-wife ain't up here. Well, she white, so she gonna get an invite. Come on, hello. Let's think about that. But Haley caught herself being the baddest bitch walking up to Nova and getting her little comments out. And it did create quite the scene. Season, what was your take on that?
And, I mean, I thought it was cute. I liked the whole scene. I mean, I was living for it because I mean, and I guess we'll talk about that later, but Nova was like really, first of all, she shouldn't have met his family under those circumstances. They
Right.
should have met one at a time. Okay, let's meet your children, let's meet your mom. But she
Right.
got thrown in this fishbowl, and then the ex-wife pop up, and she try and like check Nova. And at first, Nova was shook. Nova
Oh yeah,
was
she
shook.
was. She
Oh
was.
yes.
She didn't want to be that black girl, she really didn't. And she ended up having to let old boy stick up for her, which was that was cute. Any woman would want her man to stick up for her in front of the ex, but I just thought it was like, I don't know, like it was funny to me because I be like, man, they really be wanting to check us, but the ancestors don't be letting that happen. Either we defend ourselves or someone else step in. But she was like, "Oh, you got you. He like them thick hoes. He your body type. He don't even really like
Buddy.
you, bitch. You just the flavor of the week because he like them thick. He like them
She
thick.
said, there was definitely a lot of racist tendencies in there. But I was so conflicted, Brittany, because like I do not root for white women over black women. I'm team rooting for everybody black, even if you wrong as fuck. Okay. However,
Right?
there is a lot of audacity for Nova to walk into the setting, knowing that she was the other woman. And she hasn't met anybody, to your point, season. I think it would have been more appropriate if it was like one-on-one, meeting people, and then you could feel more comfortable in the group setting. But she went in there, she knows she was the other woman. She knows she was low-key a homewrecker. And she just walking up in there like she not supposed to get checked. If you was with a black man and you walk into a black man family house under those circumstances, somebody gonna be on your ass. Somebody is gonna get real funky and real bucky.
Somebody gonna be like, I know you ain't bring this girl. You know, homegirl. You know, so and so on her way up over here. Y'all need to go on. What you finna do?
Exactly. So I feel like there has to be some common sense in your head that's like, okay, it's gonna go down somewhere at some point with this thing. I did get a kiki though out of the fact that Haley put Calvin on blast, talking about big booty Judies, and
Buddy.
he like the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice, and all that shit. That's what had Nova shook. We're gonna talk about that a little bit, but
Okay.
Brittany, I kind of felt like Calvin really did save the day, but I still feel like even though he left Haley in tears, I don't feel like really Nova had anybody shook. What did you think? Do you think that like
Oh.
you think like it was better for Calvin to handle it, or do you think that Nova should have bucked up just a little bit and kind of let people know like you're not pushing me around?
So Nova is still in that defeated place, because I think it's not a good thing, but you feel like you're safe because now everybody knows about your relationship. You're cool, you know. And first of all, let me let y'all know that his mama definitely set that visit up. Okay, that wasn't nothing but an invitation from the mama. Like, oh, she'll be here shortly. We'll have our girl talk. I just believe that because it's always a little shade. Like, go get it.
Yeah.
But when she came marching to her in that sundress, and I saw them little creases popping up, I said, "Oh, she thinks she about to go get something started, real quick, right?" Honey, them wedges sinking in that grass. We not about to be playing with you. So I do think that it was good for Calvin to step up and like handle it because he knows the stuff that he didn't share with Nova during that time. So he needed to protect her. He needed to show her that, all of that stuff meant nothing to him because she's going to use stuff like she's bringing it as a new fact that I know something more about him. Right, and anytime somebody try to play you like that, if if your man don't come up in there and give you a little bit of something, we gonna argue in the car for sure. So, you know, I think it was necessary for him, even though it hurt her feelings. If he didn't bring it up, if he didn't step up, it would have been more drama, you know.
Oh yeah. It
would have been more drama.
He did what had to be done. Like everybody agrees with y'all. Like the mom definitely had her little fingerprints all over it.
Yeah.
I mean, but I still kind of have to give Haley a little bit of butt credit because she was really about it. She was really.
She was ready to dig.
I don't like to give white women credit like that, especially when they're coming after a black woman. But she really was with the shits.
She was ready.
Now, can't nobody check a white woman like a white man shall. So you know, they need to way below
everybody I didn't love. They was just getting me ready. I said, ooh.
Including you, bitch. That was like the little subtext.
I said, ooh, I know all them little cookie cutters and all that stuff that she had at her house. They just floating away, honey.
Yeah. That would have cut me deep.
The white tears came.
I'm telling you.
Let my ex-husband, like, well, not literally, because I don't care what that nigga doing, but let a nigga run up on me talking about this who I love. I ain't even love your ass. I'm gonna be like, you know.
He shut it down with that.
He cut her deep.
He knew how to one up her. Okay.
Oh yeah.
And then the children was in the background, heard the whole thing. Like,
I didn't want to have to do it, but you forced my hand up in this, you know.
I ain't love you, bitch. Damn.
Her feelings were hurt. She was devastated.
She cried in the car.
She cried in the car. She cried on the lawn chair.
And you know you don't want to go. You don't want to be the mad black woman on the grass at the white event. So you can't even pop off like you want to.
Yeah.
So you just gotta kind of like choose. Okay, this is my first meeting. Do I drag everybody or do I let them go? You know. That's the tough part.
I think Nova handled herself well. At the end of the day, if a woman is like, well, I got him now, bitch, what you want? Like, it's very sleazy, it's very tacky, it's very homeworkery. Yeah. And so I think for Calvin to really step up, I thought that was
he handled it well.
Yeah, you couldn't say no more than that.
But at the end of the day, if you really legit was the side chick and you were the reason or part of the reason why a man left his family, you should be humble. You should shut the fuck up.
I do.
Be on quiet.
Yeah, you should just mute it and let him handle it because you did do your dirt, baby girl. So you might need to take that on the chin. You need to go take that L in front of the people.
Right. Now let's talk about Nova, because Haley was crunched, but Nova was crunched and find out that she wasn't the magical Negro woman in his high tie in Calvin's life. I was like, girl, bye. You were literally the other woman. I think that you should be a little bit more appalled at that than the fact that he slept with other black women. What was your take on that, Brittany?
Honey, she wanted to be the only so bad. I think, I think low self-esteem comes out in like weird ways, that wanting to be validated, thinking something is special. And sometimes it's like that up and down where you really don't know where people get their value from, And so maybe she was trying to figure out what made her different or better or, worth it to leave. I don't know, but that definitely shrunk her down. Yeah. And I was just like, girl, really? I mean, when she brought up I don't want to be the, the sexualized, like your fetish kind of thing. Yeah, like a fetish thing. I was just like, you just can't control that. If he's come on now. You can't control every dynamic. And so I'm not saying that she deserved to be let down, but you have to understand, you don't know everything about this man.
Yeah.
He was lying to you, lying to her. He ain't got to tell you everything about who he done been with. And these are things you find out about people in these past relationship dynamics.
I mean, you know that nigga, the white motherfucker was married. That should have been enough. So the fact that if he was messing around with a bunch of black chicks before, what difference does that make? If the marriage part wasn't a deal breaker, then the other shit shouldn't even be.
He was like, it's the shape. It was the shape for him. No, he liked them thicker than you.
I know. You know that hurt her heart, Chad. You know that hurt her heart. So K-Fab says, I guess we're supposed to forget all the random white guys she was banging while Cameron was gone. She was banging anybody and everybody, man, woman, different. Okay. Don't matter the race. Don't matter the creed. So she really ain't got no leg to stand on. You know, like he said, I don't know who all you've been with. You don't know who all I've been with. Right, but I still just think that it's interesting because she doesn't want to be fetishized, right? But she also wants to be the only one. Like she wants to be on this pedestal. Like there's definitely a disconnect with that mentality. Yeah. What do you think?
I mean, I just think in general, she has the side chick mentality. She wants to feel special. She wants to feel different from all the others or the wife or, you know, so she really thought she was somebody different. She was somebody special. She was something he's never gotten before. And it's just ridiculous. Like, okay, what difference does it make if you're not the first Black girl he's ever has sex with? Or
but you know,
interest is like her bird mentality really came out this episode, and I was really disappointed. I really was. I was just like, girl, you really think you finna get a happy ending right now? You think you finna get a happy ending with this man that done left his wife? He white, you Black as hell, you Miss Activist, writer, whatever. Like, you not like, she just, her connection with reality is just kind of slipping for me right now, and I feel bad for her.
Well, I kind of feel like if you look at Nova's like past interactions, it was always somebody who was like head over heels for her, worshiped the ground that she walked on, treated her like she was like this goddess who was so unique. And so I think Haley really, like, without even realizing it, really hit at that core of like she like Nova likes to have the upper hand. Nova likes to be the exceptional one. Nova likes to be the one that's one of a kind. And that really like kind of just blew all that out the water because she's just another Black girl, but with a smaller ass and smaller tits. And that really wasn't really giving her what she's used to getting. So, you know, some of the interesting comments, K-Fab says she wants Calvin to treat her the way her dad treated Charlie's mom. Now that's interesting. Says Nova has issues. Here's the thing. I just find them hard to root for as a couple because I'm just like, you know, y'all had a problematic start. He, you know, I'm just not.
It ain't gonna work.
Yeah, I'm not rooting against them. But I don't really have much for them. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on from them.
I'm sorry, this wig gotta come off.
Take it off. Take it off. You know, after a long day at work, you take your wig off.
Take it off, sis.
Aunt Vi is home. She in her pajamas.
They didn't put that sign up on there. You good?
Okay. Hello.
Come on here, Jastro.
Okay. Push through.
Oh, stiff wear.
Okay, stiff wear. Okay, back to the show. Okay, so let's talk about Micah. So Micah has his homecoming. He surprises his parents, Davis and Charlie, with him pledging and whatever. Why is Charlie such a fun snatcher all the time though? Like,
honey, she was so sad. She was devastated. Like, she was looking at this like the ghetto the whole entire time. I was dying. I have never seen such disgust for like your son is having a good time. She said,
"Woo, child, the ghetto."
Yes. He said, "This, I do not live here. I am not for this." It was crazy.
Well, come to find out, her issue was the specific fraternity. She wanted him to pledge Davis's fraternity. And apparently Davis's fraternity said, no thanks. Which don't make a lot of sense because for legacy, you know, Season, you can probably speak on this because you're the sorority girl, but Legacy plus he's a famous Legacy. Like, how the hell you get rejected? I thought that was a little unrealistic.
Yeah,
But
I don't get that part, but I
yeah,
mean, it was just really weird to me. Like, he's down at Xavier. Like, what did you think he was really finna do? And how is this conversation not come up before? Like, if I like my kids, you know, when they are of college age, I'm going to talk to them about fraternities and sororities. I'm going to
right.
expose them, even though I, you know, am not the most active person in the world. But when they get of college age and they get interested in things, I'm definitely going to expose them to different things. I also have friends who are in other fraternities and sororities. So, I mean, for this to come up for the first time just seems really odd to me. But I was really disappointed in Charlie. Like, girl, what's the tea? Like, okay, so he all fraternity. Here's the thing: all fraternities got fuck boys and losers in it. Okay, so it's not a just when it comes to the Divine Nine, it is an entire community. Yes, you are in your particular organization,
Yeah.
but it's more so of a community. Someone is gonna look out for you just because you Greek. It's so for, I was just like, what's but it come to find out it's really just her feeling disconnected from him. It had nothing,
Yeah.
I think in the end, it had nothing to do with the actual organization he chose. That was just like, you should have consulted with us and we would have picked what was best for you. And, you know, girl, get gone now. He ain't even answering your call.
Right, right.
She
Rocksmith
got her
says,
eyes on that prize, you know, and sometimes they think that they know what's best for you. And sometimes it's like skip the Black experience. We need to get you to these programs to benefit you. This, you know, it's
yeah,
unfortunately.
I think it's clear, and it should be clear to Charlie that Micah's gonna have his own plan for life. Like Charlie has been trying to like have him like go through these motions, like go to Harvard and like do this and
Mhm.
do that. And he's just gonna be his own man. He might
Yeah,
not be as successful financially or whatever as what Charlie envisioned, but he's kind of
yeah.
just standing in his own like manhood. And I think that that's pretty respectable. Rocksmith says Davis is tarnished, so that's why he wasn't part of the fraternity. I still don't believe that because he was getting mad love on that campus. MD Turk says Charlie doesn't want to let go of her little boy. She gone through that period where she's having a hard time accepting he's a man and can make those decisions on his own. To her credit, though, she did apologize and
Yeah.
recognize the error of her ways. So I think that they're both growing through this process.
Yeah.
Micah is asserting himself in a, to me, I think a more productive way than burning down plantations and shit like that. But he was like on this rebellious thing. But I will say, Micah was really on some bullshit with Kiki.
Kiki.
I did not like that insecurity coming out of him, questioning her about, oh, who was that guy you were talking to? Clearly, the motherfucker was working just because they was getting a little kiki on. Like, that was really unattractive. I didn't like that. What did you think about that, Brittany?
You know, I can't stand no insecure man, honey. I can't
Mm-hmm.
do it. So, you know, once he started asking all those questions, I just was like tuned out of it. But I also know that he is trying to find himself. He's trying to like get that validation too. He wants to be like he on his Nova right now with it. He want to be special too. You know what I mean? Like
Right,
even
right.
a little hip thrust trying to be Showtime. I was like, okay, you know what? He gonna be one of those. So
Yeah.
I just chalked it up to that. I don't like the questions and what class y'all got and all that stuff.
And I think that they took it too
Too much.
far.
It was too much. Yeah, you doing too much, sir.
So yeah, Season, what did you think?
I mean, that's typical freshman year beefing. Don't nobody make it past the freshman year. I mean, just break up already. Go do your whole shit with your fraternity. Let this girl live her life. And y'all link up again later if y'all meant to be. Don't just stop wasting each other's time.
Man, I wouldn't say nobody make it. You know what I'm saying? There be some college sweethearts, but they
Do you
probably
think
not
that's
go.
why they did that little crisscross? Like why he gave that one girl a little more attention because he
Oh
saw
yeah.
her.
Oh
yeah,
but
for
see,
sure.
but see, Kiki wasn't even like thinking like
Yeah.
that. Like it was just really immature on Micah's part. Timmy
Right.
Terp says Micah has been the same since he was pulled over by the cops. That sheltered, privileged LA kid had to grow up real quick. Yeah, he did grow up. I think Micah has come a long way, but I just do. I think it's very insecure the way he's acting with Kiki. That's not cute. He needs to be checked on that. Okay, let's move on. Let's talk about you know, I'm going to talk about Charlie last because the coronavirus part is really her main plot. So let me talk about Aunt Vi and Hollywood.
They're so
I
cute.
just love the romance and the support of them. You know, Hollywood is opening up. I can't really. It's like a bar, like Cheers kind of place. Like it was a lot going on. Like a library,
Yeah.
a bar. It's so kudos to him. Now, I think what he's doing is great. But I loved their date. You know, Aunt Vi came in there throwback Thursday with her 18-year-old
Yes.
outfit.
So cute.
And they're recreating their conversation. I thought was just so romantic, but also like Aunt Vi, I remember she was a trip towards Hollywood. And I also remember Hollywood was married to low key, but we're not gonna rehash all that part. But the thing that was cracking me up the most about it is like, when you do kind of reflect on like those early days of your relationship or like your first dates, you be like, damn, I was saying some crazy off the wall shit and he still stuck around. What was you guys? I'm sure you both have had that feeling like when you reflect, like, okay, I can't believe I got away with that. Season, I'm gonna start you off.
Y'all, let me tell y'all, I did not think my husband was gonna call me again after our first date. I just we went to dinner, then we went to this like bar afterward, this jazz lounge afterwards. And when we said bye, I was like, damn, I'm never gonna hear from him again. And here we are, 6 years, almost 6.5 years later, married, got a baby, all that good shit. But I
Right.
mean, yeah, when you first meet somebody, you think you putting your best foot forward, but really you can low-key be wild as hell and just saying whatever the fuck comes to your mind.
Literally.
No, but
Literally.
Brittany, what's
they
yours?
Oh,
like that shit, y'all. I think they like that.
Did you? They do, and they like it. They like, oh, okay, this was feisty. Like, right, Brittany? Like, you
oh
gotta you
yeah.
gotta give us an example for you. What
Oh, I
happened?
mean, what didn't I say on my first date, honey? I when I tell you I was trying to get rid of him, I think we both were. We were both like just disrespectful, child. I showed up.
No.
I showed up 45 minutes late, honey.
Mm.
He ordered my food and then took a bite of my food. And y'all know I did not play with my plates back then.
Right.
That was our first day. He took a bite of my food to sample it to see if it was made right. And I looked at him, I said, we are not gonna make it. I have no idea. But I honestly feel like because I didn't care about impressing, I was like, look, at this point, I done been through all kinds of stuff. I'm about to let you know how I am.
Right. Right.
He got the preview and he was like, you know what? I love your transparency. And I think it made for us to be like really close, like friends. It's something very, very healthy about just being your authentic self, not caring, being able to share those stories. So I know when it comes to those relationships, honey, you be like, no, you can't pick me up. I'll meet you. I don't know what you do for a living, right? You doing all of that stuff because you don't need them. You don't need them.
Yeah.
It's a difference. It's a difference.
Yeah. That's so interesting. I mean, like, for my husband and I, we were friends, we were coworkers. Yeah. So there wasn't like a first date as a first impression. So, but my crazy moment, and like we like never ever get into it, like we never have any issues. But I still have my ways about me, right? And so like we had been dating like a little bit, spending a lot of time. And I'm all about like keep the same energy, right? And so like I don't know, it was like a day or something where like I wasn't like hearing from him as much, or like I don't know something. it was like literally like one day. It wasn't like it was like multiple days.
That's enough for me. I'd be mad.
Yeah. So I hit him, and I don't remember. I think I was like, you know what? If you change your mind about me or whatever, just let me know. It's all good. Like da 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 da. And he was like, what? Like nothing has changed. Like, and he was just like, okay, you're tripping. And I was like, okay, but when he said, oh, we cool, I was like, okay, we cool. Like if that was it for me. But like knowing how my husband is and like knowing that he was like, he'd be like, girl, fuck you. Like,
No,
for real, if he wasn't really feeling me, he'd have been like, girl, you tripping, fuck off, like whatever. You know what I'm saying? It would have been because like you cannot threaten him, you cannot give him no kind of ultimatums. He does not do like no kind of pressure. He is the king of no. So like that, I was playing with fire and didn't even realize it. But that was just like me, like you said, bringing like keeping it real, being transparent. But anyways, okay. So I just thought it was funny because I'm like, okay, so I'm Vi's off the chain and Hollywood.
We all married our best friends.
I love it. And they off the chain. Like people be thinking my husband's so innocent. I'd be like,
oh my God. Brittany, that's me. People be like, "Oh, you the mean one." Oh, okay.
No.
Yeah. Well, one thing my husband will say, and he'll say that she like about me, she's more me than me. So like we are the same person. We just present differently. Okay. Like people, I'm more like rah-rah. He's not as rah-rah as I am, but he is off the chain. If you catch him, he's off the chain too. So yeah. Okay.
Absolutely.
Anyway, back to Queen Sugar. Rock says Vi and Hollywood are a good example of what a healthy relationship could look like. Yes, yes. Also, I like how the writers of the show that a Black woman in her 50s can have a healthy and loving relationship with a Black man.
Girl, she said they was together 18. That was 18. I was like, damn.
That's good. We need representation like that.
I agree.
They narrate so many things for women over 40, over 50. Like it's just not good.
And she's been through her stuff. She's been through her stuff. They've shown like the trauma of her past relationship. Hollywood had a wife, that he was stacking away somewhere because she had mental issues or she had something that was going on with it. But they still have made it through. And what I like about it, and this is what I'm hoping is going to be the case with like Ralph Angel and Darla, is like they pushed through and like they've been good. You know what I'm saying? Like, so like push through, persevere, and like be good. It doesn't have to be this yo-yo thing, like like dysfunction, function. So I like that they're just like they've been in a solid, like supportive, loving relationship for like several seasons now. So I just love that part about them. So kudos to them on their anniversary. Now let's talk about Charlie.
Okay.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. I'm just gonna go overarching, right? I feel like the coronavirus thing is a little forced.
I agree.
I think that like, like I'm like I get the wokeness of it, right? I get like the timeliness of it, but I just like, and I think we talked about a little bit last week. I just don't know if I'm ready for that to be narrated. It was almost like to me, this is like the pilot episode of coronavirus. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
Hey, let's introduce you guys to a fucking virus that never existed before, and like let's narrate it throughout the story and make it seem like a natural thing. Like if I'm watching like the first 30 minutes of I Am Legend or some shit, like I was just like, ugh. Like I know that you have to introduce it into the series, but it's not an introduction to us. So I don't know how they could have done it better, but it just wasn't really. It's not my favorite. Like season. What is your initial thoughts on that?
Honestly, it was triggering. It was just like, because I'm looking at all these characters, like, oh man, they probably gonna take him out, or she might get it and die, or this, and that's the part that's fucking me up. Is I don't want to think about anyone from the show. I mean, and it's like I'm not even emotionally or that tied to the show or connected, but I don't have fucking time to be watching people on TV dying from COVID.
Yeah.
And then it's like, with me being a nurse, I see and hear all from over the last year, like when Ralph Angel say, oh, it just sounds like a bad code or something. Just hearing how opinions of it has evolved, and it me personally, I'm not ready for this shit to be on TV, but I am glad that they're addressing it and they're going to reinforce the um they're going to reinforce that it is a serious thing, and we do need to protect each other and think about the community.
Right.
So I think that the reinforcement of that message, I appreciate that. But for me personally, I'm just, I watch TV to escape. I have a fucking 2-year-old. I have, you know, things going on around me. I watch TV to escape. So, it's tough for me. I watch movies now and I'm like, why they don't have on no fucking mask? Like, so I'm not ready, but let's see how they address it, because there are communities like St. Joe or whatever that have been the hardest hit, and they're gonna keep getting hit. So I guess it's just a necessary evil.
Yeah, Ashley says, I hate the addition of Corona. We live it. I don't need to see it in my shows. Y'all in the comments chime in. What do you think about the addition of coronavirus? This is the thing. I think at least if they're going to introduce it, they're doing it in a very responsible way. Yeah. I think that's what makes it a little more like the pilot season of coronavirus to me. Like, trying to walk you through, like, even about like Donald Trump is incompetent, Donald Trump is lying, and they're really like blurring that line between, a completely fictional show and like what we lived through. But still, I don't love it. Brittany, what do you
That's think? Me too. At first, the way that they started to introduce the opinions of the characters, it was interesting to see people's thoughts, right. Like how everybody was taking it in differently, like Season mentioned, maybe that's just a bad flu, or even just different perspectives of what they felt like Trump was gonna do, and right. back and forth, like, that's interesting. But I agree wholeheartedly. It was triggering for me to see the news articles and the things scrolling on the phone, and even seeing Vi put that sign up, and then how they said it was going to be 2 weeks, and it's just been continuous.
And here we are, a year later.
The expectation of what we thought this was going to be and how temporary we thought it was going to be, and it is just completely opposite of that. I think it puts a lot of like things in perspective for you, and I agree. I watch TV to escape, and I have that hard time of trying to balance, like, where are their masks, and I really don't want to see the masks. So it's so hard to kind of like balance the reality, the fiction of it. I do think that it's great to have the responsibility, because anytime we've seen people, intimate without, protection, that's a thing, so you want to be able to educate the importance and show that it has taken such a big, difference, from the initial introduction. But I'm not ready. I want to just see people having fun and out and laughing and dancing and,
yeah, that's what you want to see Darla and Ralph Angel have this small stylish wedding, and you want to see Hollywood open up this fun bar that's like, everybody knows your name, I get it. Empty Turk says, I think it's important to be in the show. It's weird for me to see shows without having it as part of their storyline, like everything is all good. I don't think that it's weird, because not every show is supposed to be like 2020, the United States of America, like there's supposed to be like some degree of fictionalized, the time frames, so I don't feel like shows are necessarily obligated to put that in there. But what I will say is it is interesting because, like, for like let's say 8 months, right? Everything was like Zoom, like how will we look like, right? And then like everything was like social distancing, and then like something like switched, and it's like, oh, what pandemic? And it's like, whereas like Queen Sugar is kind of like diving into the pandemic, a lot of things are kind of like acting like it's not really happening anymore. Right. You know what I'm saying?
I was on Instagram this weekend, and I'm like, do 35 and up, do we just not know the pandemic is over? Because these motherfuckers is kicking it. Like,
no, for real,
I'm like,
kicking.
I've been feeling like that. I'm
they
like,
kicking it. I feel like it's the emancipation of the slaves. Like, only certain people know the pandemic is over, and it's kind of tricky because they kicking it. I live in Atlanta. All-Star Weekend is here next weekend. I'm seeing advertisements for like, oh, the baby, all kind of people are hosting parties, and I'm like, are we serious right now? Like,
yeah, that's what I'm struggling with.
I was hearing club announcements on the radio. I was like, who is going to that? Like, what? I'm not
going to the club.
Well, like dining just opened up again, like indoor dining, and I'm like, I'm looking like, you can just peek in the restaurant, and people are like sitting there, no mask on. I'm like, y'all feel comfortable with this shit?
To capacity.
It's crazy, like it's crazy, and it's like, are we the crazy ones or are they the crazy ones? Because I'm trying to figure this shit out. Because we're not all on the same page here. So I think to the extent that, like I said, because Queen Sugar is approaching it from science, approaching it from a sense of community, approaching it as like, this is serious. I think that part is good. Mm-hmm. If you're gonna introduce it to the story, then like be responsible about it. Don't just introduce it and then like, like how we see on like some of these reality shows, right, that are back to filming. They like have their masks like half hanging off, and it's like all fake and sure. They have the shields where it's like those shields are not like doing anything. They're just like decoration, or whatever. So I mean, it is with this. But here is the thing I did not like. This was very triggering for me. And Ari Gray said, they can talk about COVID, but no one on the show can die, please. I did not like all this foreshadowing about Prosper. Prosper talking about he was worried. Yes. I'm like, look, I'm throwing this. Listen, I'm cussing out somebody if they fucking killed off Prosper. Prosper done made it. He done had... What was he? He had something happen to him. He was living with Charlie for a minute. His family came and rescued him. I'm like, don't do Prosper like that. But I just feel like, okay, you had Prosper.
They talking about too much about it.
Yeah, he was worried, and then you had Darla talking about, well, what about Prosper? It was like 3 different mentions of Prosper, and I was like, don't do this.
That's what I'm saying. I said when he first brought it up, I said, well, he gonna die. And I hated to feel like that. Yeah. But I hope I don't. You had a follower say, I hope no one dies. I genuinely hope no one dies, because at the same, like, no one close to me has died. I don't want to see that shit on TV, man. Like, come on. I know it's real. I know it's happening, but come on, man. Come on.
We don't need another few.
Come on,
not another. We got enough on our timelines.
They already killed off the bishop on the Greenleaf. Don't kill off Prosper on goddamn Queen Sugar. Let us be great.
Let us be. Okay.
Oh, Lord Jesus. So I'm just like, okay, coronavirus is here. It's at St. Joe. Chantel says the ex-husband might die. Who? Which one? You talk about Davis? I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just not ready, but I think that we covered everything, ladies. Coronavirus is here. Next week, the previews. People gonna have on masks and stuff, people gonna be coughing and shit. So
I hope they can balance out the storyline though, because I don't want it to be all about
Corona,
the shutdown, Corona, because that's what I felt. It got so coronavirus heavy it was like, okay, now we didn't laugh, and we thought it was gonna be a showdown, and now we like, every businesses is closing. What y'all gonna be doing?
Yeah, so, Darla getting laid off, all kind of stuff. Yeah. Like, come on.
Where's Parker? What happened with Parker?
Parker is rich, bitch. She got the fuck up out of there. She said, okay, I'm gonna go to my penthouse in New York. I don't need all this country ass rural shit.
So you think she got some secret intel about COVID and got on down?
Well, and they made a big deal about how it was happening in New York or whatever, and they said that she took a flight.
Okay.
Plus, Amira Van is pregnant, so that could have been just a way of kind of like getting her off the show and like pivoting the plot. She just had her baby, so I would assume that during the show they probably she was pregnant, and so they just gonna like have her like that be her exit, which I would love for her to come back next season. But I think Parker, I don't know if we're gonna see much of Parker with everything being shut down. Obviously, they're not building a highway in the middle of a cemetery.
Right.
Coronavirus. But I actually I'd rather see that than coronavirus. I'm not even gonna lie. So yeah, so I mean, I think we have a pivot now. I think coronavirus is here. And so
it's so early. It's only the second episode of the show.
I know. But I think that it's only 8 episodes this season. Or
okay.
Yeah, they have quite sure has shorter seasons. So, you know, each episode is gonna, but what I do, like each episode is gonna be like a month. You know, that's one of my gripes with some of the shows, like Tyler Perry shows. His episodes, it takes 4 episodes for one 24-hour period. But they're gonna
I don't watch Tyler Perry.
I know you don't. So like when I looked at the titles for the episodes, they were each like February, then March, and then now the next episode is going to be April, right? So we'll have to see how that plans out. But y'all in the comments, thank you for joining us. Stick with us. If we're gonna be triggered, I guess we'll all be triggered together, Chad. Triggered and traumatized. We'll this will be our support group, our coronavirus Queen Sugar support group. So thank y'all in the comments. Thank you, ladies, and your bobs.
Yep.
Next week we gotta wear masks, bitch.
That's it.
we gotta wear our best quarantine outfit. No, because
listen. My mask is basic as fuck. I got the KN95. I got the blue. I got the pink. I ain't got no, but I might have a bedazzled mask somewhere. But
I have a bedazzled mask, but I wear all black masks. You know, I'm all black everything.
I love me a little clean, little neutral nude shade.
Yes, so, I do have my Be Rich collection mask.
Come on.
Yes. So that's it for us, y'all. Y'all have a good night, and we will see y'all next week for episode 3. Bye, y'all.
Bye.